So you want to become a billionaire. I'll tell you how coming up. Hello, I'm Bobby Lee, and this is a Money Crashers crash course on how to become a billionaire. Let's talk history and numbers. In 1916, John D. Rockefeller became the world's first billionaire through his petroleum fortunes. As of 2015, there are now 536 billionaires in America. In context, with a population of 320 million in America, that's one billionaire for every 600,000 residents. But before you can be a billionaire, let's define what it means to be one. Simply put, a billionaire is a person who has a net worth of $1 billion or more. In other words, if you can sell all of your assets for cash, pay off your debts, and have $1 billion remaining in the bank afterwards, you are a billionaire. Having $1 billion in assets with debts of $900 million doesn't make you a billionaire. So now that we define what it means to be a billionaire, here are characteristics that are common amongst them, according to Forbes. Achieving billionaire status takes time. The average Forbes billionaire is 63 years old, and more than 90% are over the age of 45. Although there are some notable exceptions. At ages 25 and 26, Evan Spiegel and Bobby Murphy founded mobile app Snapchat and received offers up to $19 billion in February of 2015. Education is important but not required. Almost two-thirds of the billionaires listed by Forbes are college graduates, the largest percentage having degrees in engineering, followed by business. Of the top 400 billionaires in the United States, 29 have master's degrees and 21 have a PhD. Unsurprisingly, Ivy League schools represent 4 of the top 5 schools with billionaire alumni. More surprisingly, more than 30% of the wealthiest people on Forbes' list have no college degree, including Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, and Larry Ellison. Family money helps, but it's not critical. 60% made wealth themselves, including Gates, Buffett, and Ellison, whose families were middle class. About 1/4 inherited family money and went on to create super fortunes. About 15% are billionaires from their inheritance alone. Marriage for billionaires is a mixed bag. Approximately two-thirds of the Forbes list are currently married, and some have been married multiple times. Careers in tech, finance, or real estate can pay off big. The source of wealth for many billionaires is their development of a disruptive technology and going mainstream through a public offering of their company. Now that you know their common characteristics, let's talk about the key things you need to do to become a billionaire. First, march to the beat of your own drum. Find your own niche and don't try to copy what has worked for other people. Concentrate on discovering what the world wants and needs, as was the case with Uber and Dropbox. Second, dream big. What can you bring to the world that is unique, compelling, and helpful with the ability to change lives and create a new business? No billionaire started a company to be mildly successful. At age 19, Bill Gates was one of the first to recognize that personal computers could revolutionize business, education, communications, and entertainment if their operation could be simplified so that everyone could use them, and thus Microsoft was created. Third, be totally committed to success. Forget passion. Success is about obsession. Mark Cuban became a billionaire in his early 30s after the sale of his company Broadcast.com to Yahoo. He said, "Don't start a company unless it's an obsession and something you love. If you have an exit strategy, that is not an obsession." When building his company, Cuban couldn't keep a girlfriend, went 7 years without a vacation, and didn't even read a fiction book during that time. Fourth, don't be afraid to fail. Realize that it is impossible to avoid all mistakes and pitfalls, so don't be afraid of failure, even those that are the magnitude that others consider spectacular and humiliating. Sam Walton's first store in Arkansas went broke. Apple's Newton platform was a colossal failure, but the lessons learned led to the iPad and the iPhone. And Apple's Lisa computer was such a failure that Jobs lost his position with the company. Fifth, pay attention to the details. Steve Jobs, a co-founder of Apple and a recognized visionary, was notorious about his attention to detail, according to associates. No detail was too small to be overlooked. According to NPR, Jobs once called a Google executive on a Sunday morning to explain that he was not satisfied with the color of the Google logo as it appears on the iPhone. Sixth, build a trustworthy team of advisors and partners. No person achieves billionaire status by himself. Everyone needs help along the way. Just as Batman had Robin, Gates had Paul Allen, and then Steve Ballmer beside him building Microsoft. Similarly, the two Steves, Jobs and Wozniak, led Apple in the beginning. A trusted confidant backs you up, serves as your sounding board, and is unafraid to deliver criticism when you need it. If you are the wagon master, he or she acts as a scout to ensure nothing is missed or overlooked. He or she keeps you grounded and focused. Never be afraid of working with people smarter than you are or who possesses tools you lack. Seventh, never forget the customer. Invent, innovate, and invest in your products and services. Always keep customer satisfaction your #1 goal. 75% of the world's 2015 billionaires made their money by selling something that customers wanted. Bottom line, being super successful does not lead to happiness, and that statistics can also be misleading. So digest all this information while keeping some perspective in mind. Let's review what we learned today. First, I started by talking about the history of one of the most famous billionaires. Then I talked about characteristics billionaires have in common. Then we ended with 7 key things you can do to become a billionaire. For more information on creating wealth, visit our website at moneycrashers.com. I'm Bobby Lee with Money Crashers, and this has been a crash course on how to become a billionaire.